Hello and welcome to episode 13 of the Nintendo Review Podcast. I'm with Lee and Greg. We've had a big week. We've had the Direct, online, NES games. How you all feeling? You excited, Greg?
It's still quite early in the morning, but yeah, everything's looking good this week.
What about you, Lee?
When I was watching the Direct, I wasn't so excited. I don't know whether it's the release of now the Nintendo Switch Online. I'm feeling pumped today.
You feel more excited now than after watching the Direct. That's great. I mean, today we're going to be going over the Direct and all the news. There's a lot of news. Obviously, the Direct. We're not going to deep dive into absolutely everything because everyone knows what was there. But we'll talk about stuff that interests us. So basically, I'll just kind of go through what was in that Direct. And if anything interests you guys or there's something you want to talk about, please jump in, cut me up, and say "oh," and we'll see how we get on with it. Overall, just to start, how did you both feel after the Direct? Did you think it was an amazing Direct? It was pretty good. Was the stuff there for you? As a broad general, Lee, what did you think of it?
Overall, it was rather nice. There was too much stuff, to be honest, but there was a lot of stuff that I couldn't be bothered with, which I'll talk about later. And there was a lot of stuff that is coming out in 2019, so it's too far away. And then it basically, what I was waiting for is the Nintendo Switch Online stuff. And when they showed that, I know we're going to talk about that a lot later, there was nothing new again, was there? It was just, hey, let me tell you about what I've told you about before. Nice.
Literally 18 months ago, I think they told us this, and nothing's ever changed. Except they've took SNES games off it. What about you, Greg? I'm surprised that Lee's sort of, kind of bit average, it sounds like you thought. But Greg, were you a bit more positive at the end? I
thought it was pretty good. There was a lot of good stuff shown, and but I'm not sure if there was any big really really killer titles shown. Luigi's Mansion 3 obviously is
what more do you guys want? Oh my god.
Luigi's Mansion 3 is exciting, but it looks quite a lot like 2 in a way. And
I know, it's great, isn't it?
2 wasn't as good as the first one.
But that's my point. It's it's in 2019. Yes, I'm excited for it, but it's too far away to get excited now. Anyway.
It's never too far away. Okay, that's surprising. I just thought it would be it was amazing. That's what I thought. I thought it was incredible. But let's just get into it. First one, Luigi's Mansion. You seem to be suggesting that the fact that it's based on 2 is a bad thing. I personally think it looks like a combination of 2 and 1, because it's clearly set in... Well, not clearly, that's a ridiculous thing to say, but it seems to be one big hotel. But then it could easily be split up onto floors as levels or something silly like that. So, maybe they're going to go, kind of take some of the criticism too. I thought 2 is incredible. I think it's better than 1. As a whole game, I think it's better than 1. I think maybe an atmosphere and something about the first one is maybe a bit better. But maybe it's a bit of both. Would that make you a bit happier if it's a combination of the 2 games? Or did you just hate 2?
I didn't hate 2. I thought it was a step down from the first one, and I didn't like the sort of the mission structure of it, going into different mansions and then doing a wee bit and then getting sort of yanked out of the experience. And like you say, the atmosphere in the first game was probably a lot better. But I'm sort of glad that it looks like it's set in one big hotel here, and I'm sure I'll get it, and I'm sure everything we'll see of it over the next few months or whatever it'll convince me that it's going to be a lot better than the second one. It's really silly, but the thing that's annoying me most is that font above the heads of the characters. I really hate that font. It just screamed 2 to me, and I hated it throughout playing 2. And that's such an odd thing to be annoyed about. But
isn't that the same font they used in the first one as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Definitely not the first one. It's such an odd thing to be annoyed about. But then I didn't download Metal Slug last week when it was on sale because of the icon. So there we go.
Graphic design appeals to you. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. What about you, Lee? What's your experience of 1 and 2, and how are you feeling about this?
Well, I did download Metal Slug regardless of the icon, and I've
Same.
had great fun. Yeah, the first one I don't have many memories of. I kind of, because I was late to the GameCube, I was handed it basically from my brother during some poor student days. So Luigi's Mansion was a game I picked up second hand. After, the first game I had on the GameCube was Rogue Leader and was loving that. So Luigi's Mansion was a game that I finished very quickly and then never went back to. Because I think as soon as I finished it, I had traded it in again. The second one, though, I really did like the second one. Where Greg is right, the atmosphere is not the same and you get dragged out of the missions, and it would be nicer to do a long, completely finish one mansion without any break in immersion. Let's hope for it for Luigi's Mansion 3. I can't wait. But will we have multiplayer? And will it be a purple Luigi?
Probably.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think we'll definitely get multiplayer. The multiplayer in Luigi's Mansion 2 is amazing. Is really, really good. Really good fun. I played that a lot, so I'd be well up for even just that mode kind of thing. But I think Nintendo we're going to try and put online games, online modes into everything now, as much as possible, and where applicable for keep people paying for that online, as we'll chat about later. But I'm really excited about this. I love both games. I probably prefer 2. This mission structure made sense on a handheld, that kind of pick up and play sort of aspect. But I think it will. Maybe they'll do like a Mario Odyssey thing where, you do have sort of missions and you do have things to do, but you can just keep going afterwards anyway. Where you enter the world and do as much or as little as you want, sort of thing. Well,
that would help a lot.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It looks great. They kind of one thing that 2 did do better was the animate Luigi, the characterization of Luigi and things like that was incredible. So I'm very excited about this.
The only other thing that I would say in the original's favour is it felt like it was really designed for the GameCube controller, with using the analog shoulder buttons to change the power, the suction and stuff, and the rumble and all felt great, and using the 2 analog sticks for the first time, using the poltergust didn't feel as satisfying in the second game. That's probably partly because it was on the 3DS, obviously.
The controls, maybe.
Yeah, I can understand that as well. And from my perspective, I completely forgotten playing how to play and how the rumble kicked in the first one. That didn't affect me so much.
I'll tell you what's obviously because it turns about predictions that we did. I said the next level games. I said their game was going to be here, but because of the port of Luigi's Mansion, I thought no, it can't be. It can't be that, so I'll say Punch-Out instead. Got it. But anyway, let's move on. What was that, 10 minutes in one game? Yeah, it's going to be good episode, this. We saw, as predicted, Yoshi's Crafted World. Obviously, Nintendo accidentally leaked it on their shop, and it came out. I was very surprised. Well, one, I was surprised there was no Labo. I think it still will come, but I was very surprised it wasn't a bit of a focus on it. And I was also very surprised at how similar it looked to what it did 2 years ago. I was expecting this kind of radical redesign. It's oh no, that's the same game. I mean, it looks amazing, but it's that's Yoshi. That's the same game we saw 2 years ago E3. So what about you, Greg? Was you surprised at how similar it was, or was you suitably impressed?
Like you, I think I was kind of expecting maybe a wee bit more of a drastic change, but I really liked what I saw, and I loved Woolly World on the Wii U. And my wife's all into craft and crochet and stuff, so I think she's gonna get a kick at it. Presumably there's co-op in this as well.
Yeah,
so
there is. Yeah.
I think
they showed that as well.
I'd say we'll probably have a good time playing that together, and it looks really good, fishes made out of paper plates and stuff. It looks really good.
It's just an absolutely stunning game, and even if we know the platform is going to be spot on, I just would want to see basically what they mean by you can flip the world around right at the beginning of the level and then play it backwards. How is that going to change the actual mechanics of the level? Is it just to hide things, or does it have more integration into the actual platforming systems?
I have to say, that actually concerns me a little bit, because did either of you play Super Paper Mario on the Wii?
Yep, the Wii. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You could. Well, it was 2D, and then you could press the A button, and it would flip everything into 3D, and that was for hiding secrets and stuff. But the more I played that game, the more irritating it became, where you sort of you kept having to flip it just to check and see if there was something there. So I'm kind of worried that that might happen here as well, where you're just there might be something in there, I have to flip this and see.
It looked to me that you do it at certain points rather than just being able to do it whenever.
Just at the beginning of the level, or at certain points when you throw an egg, that kind of thing, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least it won't be
Yeah, which would be far better than doing it at any time. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm also very, very excited about this. Very excited about it. I'm going to start speeding through a few of these, so if you want to stop me, stop me. So Katamari Damacy was announced, coming in December. I know a lot of people are very excited about that. I've never played it. Warframe, the big online ninja shooter game, is coming out free to play November the 20th. We saw another trailer for Starlink Battle for Atlas. What I will say is they confirmed that there was, not only can you play it through as Star Fox, but there are actual Star Fox exclusive missions. So it's not just skin swap or whatever, it's actually, they've got separate missions. But I also just want to say, how amazing is the characterization of these characters and the voice acting.
So much better than what Nintendo have done. Actually, there was that, before Star Fox Zero came out, there was that cartoon they put out. And that was pretty spot on as well. That was really good stuff. You can, I believe that's still on Nintendo's website somewhere. And yeah, it's got that vibes, Star Wolf's voice actor, wow. That really puts Star Wolf in his place. That really nice.
I actually think it's the same actors,
It sounded very similar,
the same voice cast.
Yeah.
But the quality of the direction was just like, it was on another level. I thought it was amazing. Greg, you're laughing. I'm guessing you didn't like it.
No, it's funny. It's funny that you mentioned Wolf's voice, because actually, like, as soon as I heard the voice, I thought, all of a sudden I'm really intrigued about this game. I kind of like. Yeah. I haven't really checked it out that much, but I'm gonna have to really look into it with all these like extra missions and stuff. Like, the wee snippet we saw, like it looked decent.
It looks really good. I think, it's got to be one of those games, maybe like Mario and Rabbids, although I still didn't end up really loving that. But when it first gets sort of revealed, or announced, like, whatever, it looks a bit naff, and Toys to Life is 2 years too late or whatever, and then very slowly it ends up being this kind of a must-have title. But we'll see how it goes. They also announced a game I was really excited about when I saw it was City Skylines. I love strategy games. But by all accounts, it's meant to be an absolute dog on the Switch. By all accounts, it's meant to be awful on a pretty powerful PC.
It looked terrible.
Did you see that? I thought it was an earthquake. No, it's not. It's the frame rate. It was
frame rate,
extremely slow. And it's like, how can you show that in a Nintendo Direct? It's so evident that it's got frame rate problems, stuttering like hell. Yeah. And I can imagine, why didn't you just pare it down a bit, make it a bit smaller? It looked great as a gameplay perspective, But yeah, there's no way this can be selling very well on the Switch now.
Especially for £35 or whatever. I mean, frame rates don't bother me too much. I think if the game is meant to be brilliant, and if it comes down at a reasonable price, I think it's probably still worth it. But we'll see. But because we're getting Roller Coaster Tycoon and a few others, then maybe my itch will be scratched. The next game was a new IP exclusive to Switch. Big surprise. No one's talking about it. I think because of Animal Crossing and Luigi's Mansion, this game's kind of been passed over. But a game called Town by Game Freak, the guys who did Pokemon, and I thought it looked beautiful. It's an RPG, which is a bit of a shame because I don't like him. But I thought, other than until the turn-based battles turned up, I was like, God, this looks incredible. Is this kind of thing appeal to you guys? I know you're not an RPG guy, Greg, but what did you think when this showed up?
I didn't really think that much, to be honest. It didn't look that appealing, like, straight away, and the more it sort of developed over the course of the wee trailer, it didn't sell me on it. I can't really imagine I'm going to be that excited for it.
It had that kind of cel-shaded characters, like, I suppose similar to a kind of Dragon Quest kind of vibe to it as well. Looked nice, but yeah, I don't think this one's for me either. But what did make me laugh is that throughout the entirety of the trailer for it, they were talking about the village, and you can't leave the village, and all the battles take place in the village. The village is attacked by monsters. This is a new RPG by Game Freak called Town. It's like, what?
Maybe they ruined the ending to the game.
That was so strange.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that in terms of Game Freak, I would have preferred probably a sequel to Harmo Knight or something.
Do you know, I love rhythm games. I was a bit bored by Harmo Knight.
I only played the demo. Can't say I got into it.
It started off well, but I got a bit bored by it, to be honest. Anyway, let's keep going. We've got a lot to talk about. Kirby's Epic Yarns coming to the 3DS. Great game. Whatever. Another little trailer on Mario.
There's been some confusion where on Nintendo's website they said it was for the new 3DS only, but the box art shows it's clearly not for the new 3DS, and it's got only available in 2D mode. so there's no 3D. I thought, this game would look so nice. I've 100%ed it on the Wii. This game would look so nice with a 3D depth slider to it. It looks like that's not on, and they still haven't confirmed whether it is for the new 3DS or not.
I don't care. I don't care either way.
Yeah, I'm a wee bit
game.
irritated, but I'm a wee bit irritated with this trend of like the 3DS games coming out with like no 3D.
No
whatsoever.
3D. The only reason that,
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, Bowser's Inside Story, blah, 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 3DS. Luigi's Mansion, Purple Luigi. That's it. Yeah, that's 3DS out the way. That's done. Right. Great.
Hey, he was green.
Oh, sorry.
And a hideously coloured neon green. Brilliant.
Didn't look great. It'd be quite interesting to play through it in co-op, but no, 3DS is dead to me. Let's get into more interesting things. Mario Tennis, one of my favourite games on the Switch. I absolutely love this game. And they announced a really good update. They announced they're going to be more characters. So they announced 4 new characters: Birdo, Shy Guy, Paratrooper, and Petey Piranha. Some of them are predictable. They very quickly passed over the fact that they're going to continue releasing characters up till next June as well. That is amazing. I'd like some more stages, but that's fine. Then they announced, like Mario Kart Wii, like online challenges that you can play co-op with your friends, which sounds incredible. And then if you achieve certain time scores or whatever, you get costumes and items for your characters. So obviously, currently, Mario's got the classic Mario outfit you can have, but that's it. But I think hopefully all the characters should have another costume. So I think they announced different coloured Shy Guys, hats for Chain Chomp. I think that's it that we know so far.
There's supposed to be the 2.0 update today, and which is the...
It is, I've downloaded it.
Oh, you've downloaded it already? Oh, I've just come home, so I'm unaware. So there's the new 2.0 update, and they've added they should be adding in that 2.0 update, the Boo Hunt, which is the first co-op challenge mode, where you use swing controls to hit the boos. They kind of showed that as well in the direct, and your prizes for winning and doing well on that are extra costumes for Boo himself. I think he just changes colour maybe, or an extra visor.
Okay,
or something like
that's
that.
cool. I've got two things. One, swing mode in an online mode. I'm not going to make you do a sound effect. Why can't we play that online? Why can't we play swing mode online? I know you don't have the answer, so I don't know what I'm waiting for.
I don't have an answer. I'm shrugging my shoulders if nobody can see, but I'm like, who knows? Yeah, it's very strange. Why can't you just have the option?
Yeah, irritating. 2, something that's not been mentioned, unless I've completely missed it, is they've added another bit to adventure mode.
Have they?
So I opened it up.
Yes, they have.
And it rises out of the water, and it rises like this little land rises out of the water. So when you complete adventure mode, and then there's like it's called I can't remember what it's called. I should have had a look, but it's called like the Ring of Fates or something like that. So there's like more challenges for adventure mode. I presume it's really difficult challenges. Yeah, I was like, I didn't know this was coming. But I didn't look at it because I just played online.
But also they're making the adventure mode easier. They're giving you extra power basically. If you fail an event 3 times, you'll be more powered up when you go into the event. Possibly that your power meter will be constantly maxed out, just to help you get through that event.
You might be able to do it now, Greg.
I've already beat it, you nerd. Everybody sort of like there's quite a few complaints about the game being maybe a wee bit bare bones when it came out, but like all these updates, extra characters, and obviously these new costumes, and then we're getting like ring shot and stuff, and like as you say, like some extra stuff in the adventure mode. Like it is becoming like really, really good.
Oh, it's already really, really good. It's just the game's incredible. It's got 3 tennis games in one. What more do people want? I love it. I just love it so much. Anyway, but there's still some way it can go to improve. In all honesty, we'll go into that, and I'll chat about voice chat later. Actually, because I've tried because there's a voice chat update on it as well. But we'll whack that into the online section. But you can now voice chat on tennis, and it works very, very well. Then they gave us one of the most abstract trailers. And they very often do abstract trailers for Splatoon, and this was probably the weirdest yet. It was like, there's a new update, showed us a trailer, and I don't think anybody had a clue what was in this update. It was just loads of kind of admittedly amazing sort of imagery and kind of scenes, and sort of, it was great. That came up the next day, I think, something like that. And it turned out that all that was new weapons and gear and stuff. And they've changed Splatfest, so now you can play Splatfest with 1 friend or 2 friends or 3 friends, because previously you had to get a team of 4 or on your own. And they've got a pro mode, which is for single player only, you can only play on your own, and that's for... I don't actually understand it.
The
really.
pro mode is very similar to how the Splatfest Turf War works now. It's the kind of normal mode, where they call it normal mode, where you can team up with 2, 3, 4 friends. That is slightly changing with... There's a system where if you've got the right weapons together, so I'm expecting if you're a kind of rounded team, one's a sniper, one's a roller, and whatever, you got a rounded team, you'll gain some extra bonus for it. Plus, if you win the match, you get something called clout this time. It's called clout, and then you just battle for clout, and the clout is just added up over the entirety of the Splatfest. So it's just a different way of adding up the points that one side or the other will use to win.
Cool. I mean, that's all fine. I mean, ultimately, I'm just glad that we can play Splatfest with just one other person. But that's good. I guess we'll chat about it now. I hope you don't mind, but it's not about the direct as such, but it is about Splatoon. So they announced these new costumes. They've changed Splatfests. We're getting one new stage, and it's the last stage. We're getting that in a couple of weeks' time, but they're doing Splatfest up until next year. But this says to me they're kind of... weirdly, I thought they'd ramp it up, but they're sort of phasing it out now. That says to me Splatoon 3, or shall I say Splatoon free-to-play Splat Pass edition is...
You've got a good idea there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a topic on that for another week, but go on. Sorry, Greg.
Yeah, I was just going to say, one thing like I had to say about the trailer was, like, I haven't played Splatoon that much, so like I was lost. I didn't really know if they were showing new weapons and stuff. I didn't know if they were already in the game or whatever. But there was like one wee bit where I think it said like Turf War, was it times 100 or something?
100 times or times 100.
Yes.
Everyone thought it was
Battle
Royale mode, didn't they?
What is that? Do we know what it is?
Yeah, I think it's just like a random bonus or something you get.
Yeah, there's a times 10 and a times 100. I don't know what the bonuses do, but it is rather random.
It's not Battle Royale, which a lot of people thought.
I see.
Kind of crazy. I fell asleep. I took my kid to bed and I fell asleep with him, and I woke up 10-15 minutes into the direct. I was devastated. I was like, oh my god. And I got messages off my mate going, Luigi's Mansion 3.
I thought you fell asleep in the middle of the direct during the Splatoon bit.
No. So I came in on the Capcom beat 'em up bit, actually, and I was a bit like, what is this? What? I was still dazed, and I didn't even see the times 100 on the Splatoon. I think I missed the Splatoon thing, actually, but I cannot believe I fell asleep before the direct. Anyway.
Old man.
So that's cool. Yeah, so but it was obviously, as I just mentioned there, that was another thing they brought up, the Capcom beat 'em up collection. I pre-ordered it straight away. It sounds incredible. 7 games in one, all online. $15.99. What an absolute bargain. Capcom's pricing for the kind of retro games is perfect. You know, like Akame, this, Resident Evil. What else did they do at $15.99?
The one that Greg wants, Onimusha. Is it Onimusha? That will be coming for $15.99. Yeah.
Either way, it's a bargain. But Lee, so this is one of my favourite announcements. But Lee, you've actually played it.
Yes, it was one of those ones as well. I love my side-scrolling beat-em-ups like Wolverblade and all that. Can't talk enough about them. So as soon as I announced this, I was straight on the eShop, you know. And I've only played Final Fight so far, and it's the arcade version, you know. So my memory plays through the SNES game. So all the arcade delights of I've been assailed by 12 people in one go, you know, and it feels relentless. Where the SNES was putting 3, 4, maybe 5 at a time maximum. Plus, it's got all the missing content like Guy, the kind of Bruce Lee in an orange jumpsuits in there. So and two-player local drop in and drop out and online as well. And you can create. I haven't done it yet, but you can create lobbies and then add it looks like 8 people from what I could see into a lobby, and then you can just grab whoever you want to go into and play one certain game. It looked like there were 8 spaces. I could be wrong there.
Okay, but either way, that sounds amazing. Looking forward to actually playing it as well. So Greg, are you going to get it? I know you was umming and ahhing. Can we convince you to get it and play online with us?
It's a funny one because I'm really tempted to get it, but then I have just over £16 on my eShop account, and I was sort of thinking,
perfect.
I sort of had that earmarked for Onimusha in January or whatever, and then I thought, well, I could get this here, and then all of a sudden it just hit me I need to pay for Nintendo Switch Online, so that money's kind of gone. But I probably will still get it.
Go on, Greg. Final Fight is the only fighting game there. It's got only 2 players. All the rest have 3, and one of them, called Battle Circuit, has 4 players online.
So there's only one with 4 players?
Yes. Well, from what I could see, yes. Battle Circuit. But they all, and playing Final Fight as well, there's no slowdown. Everything, fire's bursting out everywhere, and it's smooth as butter.
You played online?
No, sorry, on local. I'm just on about the frame rate itself. It just doesn't slow down. Okay, I can imagine if you're playing the SNES version and you got 6 people on the screen, and then you do a roundhouse move, it would start stuttering.
But ultimately, you impressed with your very slight dabble with the game so far.
Oh yes, yeah. Can't wait to play some more.
Good, I cannot wait. So anyway, to keep on going. So an unsurprising announcement: Super Mario U Deluxe is coming, and the deluxe bit is insulting to the word deluxe, in my opinion. Adding Toadette and Nabbit. Is it Nabbit?
Wasn't Nabbit in it already? I confession, I didn't play Super Mario Brothers U. Wasn't Nabbit in the Super Luigi one?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
They said, "Wait, we're adding him." What? I thought.
Well, they added him to the first one.
Yeah.
He's not in New Super Mario Brothers U.
Oh, okay.
So they've swapped him out for Blue Toad, and obviously Toadette can turn into Peachette. It's basically a way to get Peach in the game, but there couldn't be Peach because she's kidnapped. It's very surreal, but whatever. I think it's quite funny. Lee, you're in for a treat. I think this is the best New Super Mario Brothers U game. I think it's an incredible 2D platformer. Get past the incredibly dull New Super Mario Brothers sort of audio and visual sort of style, and the game's amazing. So I'm really looking forward to playing this again. I never completed the game 100%. I never did every level, and I bought New Super Luigi U the day it came out, as I always do, and I've never touched it, never played it. So this is a great opportunity.
Super Luigi U is really good. Like, it's like the levels are a wee bit more bite sized. I think you only have maybe like 100 seconds to do each level, but it's really fun. It can be really challenging at times as well. And I have to say, I'm pretty excited to play like the whole game again. And there's challenges in New Super Mario Bros. U as well, which I never really bored with that much on the Wii U, but they're fun as well. The only slight
challenges are great.
The only slight disappointment is it's not like a New Super Mario Bros. All Stars sort of thing.
Collection,
have, like,
yeah, that would have been.
It should have been. It's
huge
tight.
selling point.
It's tight.
Yeah.
It's like Donkey Kong should have been the double pack as well.
Yeah.
It's really tight from Nintendo. It's really annoying. But still, I'm still going to pay for it, so they've still got me. But Lee, you should get it. If I presume you like Mario 2D.
I should have bought it for the Wii U. I was so many times I came close to picking it up and didn't because of my backlog. And no, this is a dead cert now. It's perfect console for it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. I'm looking forward to it. The only thing with some of the challenges, a lot of them required the Wii U placing down things to do jumps across stages. So it wouldn't surprise me if they took all the challenges out. Personally,
unless there's some online pointer that you could. Do you reckon that 4-player mode would be online as well?
No.
Okay.
No, they'd have told us. So no, unfortunately. But I'm looking forward to playing this, and weirdly, now I've got a toddler who's playing games. Nabbit and Peachette and stuff. I've got such sort of they can't die, they fall down and they jump back up, and I love that. I love that because then I can play with Hugo and it'll be good. It'll be infuriating because the game is really annoying in 2-player because you can bump into each other and picking each other up all the time. But we'll see how that goes. But let's keep going. This next one, niche titles, I was very excited about it, but I don't know how you guys feel. So, Asmodee are porting. Initially, they've announced 5 games, but board games, so modern board games. So they've announced Pandemic, Lord of the Rings, the living card game, Carcassonne. I don't know how to pronounce it. Munchkin and Catan. I've played the board games of Catan. Carcassonne, so I can't even say it. And then Pandemic. Munchkin's meant to be good. Even the Lord of the Rings card game, I don't even like Lord of the Rings, but the card game's meant to be good. I'm really excited about this. It's annoying that, again, there's no online play, just local play, which is annoying, especially because the mobile versions have online. But I'm really looking forward to these. I don't know if any of you guys play board games. Have you heard of any of these? If these appeal to you in the slightest. Greg, are you up for a game of Pandemic, which is a masterpiece board game?
I haven't played any of these here, and even just trying to get a board game locally normally is almost impossible. I've got Risk there, which I absolutely love, but getting the opportunity to play it's almost impossible. And while it's cool these games are coming to the Switch, I kind of prefer like my board games like actual like physically like real board games rather than playing them on a console.
Yeah.
Manipulating the pieces, yeah.
And that's why. But the benefit of these would be if you could play online and you could play.
Yeah.
With because like you say, it's difficult to get. Like I love Risk, but it's such a tactical, complex game. It's like it's not a game you could just knock out with randoms.
Takes about 3 days to do a game.
Exactly, yeah. But these games you can. Pandemic is a cooperative game. My girlfriend hates competition. It's because she loses at everything. So she likes co-op games, and this is a co-op game, and like you work together, scientists. There's loads of them. I've got a few cooperative games. It's amazing. Lee, did these appeal to you, or similar to Greg?
Recently, my son's of that age as well, that we started getting into more deeper games. Risk, that's one we've been playing recently quite often. And Forbidden Island was another great one where you put pieces down, tiles
amazing.
down and flip them over as the island's sinking. So Pandemic, Carcassonne and Catan were already on my kind of wish list to buy as board games. So there's always the possibility now that I'll pick them up on the Switch instead. Yeah, I was excited.
Yeah, all three of them are amazing. Pandemic, it's bizarre how Pandemic... You've played Forbidden Island. Pandemic is structurally exactly the same. So that instead of the water rising for the island, in Pandemic it's the infection spreading and things like that. The mechanics are exactly the same. But they're both incredible games. So we'll see. But I think it's good. I hope they add online, because that's, in my opinion, the only reason to do that. If you're going to play locally, like you say, play the board game. It's much more kind of much more fun. But anyway, either way, great news as always. Sorry, so we're going to keep going. So there was a few Final Fantasy games announced during the Direct. 8 in total. The only one that appeals to me was the one we knew, which was Crystal Chronicles, 4-player online. I'm well up for that. I don't care about any of the other games, but I think it's incredible that it's getting them. I think it's amazing. I think I just think it's a very good thing. Are any of you guys going to get any of these? Are you going to get everybody Chocobo Mystery Dungeon?
I don't know, like, if you've seen the reaction video that I did during the Direct, but like I was watching this and like I was like amazed at how much Final Fantasy they kept showing. And I was sort of
were quite excited about it. I was surprised. I was like, Greg's interested in these.
I wasn't excited for the first few games, really. And I was like thinking, they're bringing all these games out, but probably not really the ones that I'd maybe want to try, which would be like the PS1 games. And then all of a sudden, there they show like 7, 9, and then Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 from the PS2. Well, obviously it's the remastered version. Probably not so keen on 12, but like I've always kind of been interested in maybe trying a couple of those PS1 games. Like 9, my friend had it. I never really seen that much of it, but it kind of looked possibly the most interesting Final Fantasy to me back at the time. So like I'm excited to play those. I know you probably say pretty much every week, Greg, you're not much of an RPG guy. There have been a couple that I've enjoyed, like Golden Sun and Skies of Arcadia. So I've never played a proper Final Fantasy game before, so I would like to try it.
Yeah, priced right, these could do really well as well.
Yeah.
What about Crystal Chronicles though?
I played the GameCube one briefly, and I've always been kind of wanting to play it maybe in multiplayer, but everything I've seen of this Switch version so far, it doesn't look great.
But you're interested in it if we can get together and plough through it online?
Yeah, maybe. Not as interested as I thought it was going to be, but like maybe closer to the time I'll be more in the mood for it. That's
fair enough. What about you, Lee?
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles piqued my interest. At the moment, it is going to be released in 2019. I suppose that's going to be early 2019. That's it. I mean, I've never been a Final Fantasy player, and they show in all that World of Final Fantasy Maxima. It's coming out on November 6th, and that Everybody, and then 7, 9. I remember mates playing on the PS1 7, and it just seemed like 3 seconds of play, and then 15 minutes of cutscenes. I think, no, I don't fancy that.
And you still don't fancy that?
No, don't interest me in the slightest.
That's fair enough. Something else announced in the Direct again. This was leaked ages ago, and everyone just said, "Oh, fake." And then the Smash bundle, there's an image of it, and it's really low quality, and everyone was like, "Nah." And then they released the Pokemon bundle, and they showed a picture of it, and everyone went, "Oh, hang on, that looks exactly the same as the box of Smash Brothers." Maybe it is true, and it is. They announced the Smash Brothers bundle, I kind of want an excuse to buy it, and I don't know if I can justify it. Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, maybe we'll chat about it now. Again, they've announced the Pokemon bundle. They've announced the Smash bundle. I'm sure somewhere they had a tennis bundle as well, a tennis and 1-2 Switch bundle that's coming out. But I think that may be in Asia only. And they've also announced a couple of days ago a Fortnite bundle. So they're bundling in a free game. Woo! Cheers for the generosity, Nintendo. No, they are giving some V-Bucks, I think it's called. And so I'm hoping it's the price of a normal Switch. So in effect, you're just getting free Fortnite money. But so I think it's obviously a really good thing, doing bundling in for Christmas and hopefully giving people a good deal on that. Maybe we'll see some more as well, but we'll see. Do you think there'll be anything? Do you reckon there'll be a price drop, or do you reckon it will just be maybe some of these bundles and that's it, and hope to sell from that?
I think they'd be crazy to drop the price as well as it's selling now, and Smash is coming out, Pokemon Let's Go, you've obviously got the hardware coming out for it as well. No, there's no way in hell they're going to drop the price. They can leave that till next Christmas, or even when it starts cooling down in the summer, they can knock 20 quid, 30 quid off the price of the system. But what... the Smash Brothers hardware, you said, you're interested in Darren. Do you like the design of the Joy-Cons with those two white lines? I think it's rather boring.
They are a bit boring. I think they only look good in the grip, let's be honest. It only works when they're in the grip, and I never play with the grip. I'm either playing with a Pro Controller or I play it with two Joy-Cons in each hand, so it doesn't quite work. I quite like the decal on the dock. But the Switch itself doesn't have anything on it either.
Why doesn't it have something on the back? Yeah, just a Smash Ball logo or something, Something very simple.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Just buy some stickers.
And another thing I was quite shocked at, why didn't they put the Switch Pro controller, the new Smash Switch Pro controller, or a bundle with the GameCube adapter and a GameCube Smash? It's like, you got the stick something else in there as well, make it deluxe bundle. Anyway.
Yeah, but we know what Nintendo's definition of the word deluxe is, so I think this is a deluxe bundle. In Japan, which was kind of mad, afterwards, I can't remember, I don't know if somebody on a Discord channel said it, or a mate texted me. It was like, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is coming out for the Switch. And I was just laughing, oh yeah, of course it is. And it's like, no, it actually is. In Japan, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is coming out, but obviously it's the cloud version. But that's kind of amazing, isn't it?
Well, no, it is amazing. I loved Assassin's Creed 3 to a point. Assassin's Creed 4 I really liked, with all the ships. I loved sailing the seas on that one. It's only Japan. It's like, maybe I should try and give it a go, being just a quick short hop of a flight away from Japan. Maybe the servers would accept my Taiwan ISP. But it's Ubisoft obviously trying what Capcom have done. Capcom haven't given any details about how well Resident Evil 7 is dipping their toes in the water to see what it floats, isn't it?
Yeah, we had a topic on this, didn't we? And we were saying that more and more companies are going to give this a go, try it out.
Yeah.
Although I think it was either you, Greg, or Lee said that we're going to be streaming NES games, and I said no chance.
I said we're going to be streaming
are not streaming NES games.
It's hard to get excited for me when it is Japan only, certainly at the minute anyway. But I've never actually played an Assassin's Creed game, and it's one of those franchises where it's like, I'm nearly sick of Assassin's Creed, and I have never touched any of them. It's so weird. Yeah. They just seem to be out all the time.
Unlike Lee, I didn't like Assassin's Creed 3. I when it first started, I enjoyed maybe the first 5 hours, and I was like, this is really good fun, it's really interesting, the kind of historical kind of context to it all, and then it got increasingly dull. And I may have said this before on a podcast, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but Assassin's Creed 3 is the game that made me change my whole outlook on playing video games. It was the first time I'd started a game and gone more than a good chunk in and stopped playing and went, I am not wasting my time on this game anymore. Because before that, games I hated, I'd still finish them. I'd still keep going. Because I'm like that. I'm a bit OCD with completion and finishing things and stuff. And I was like, and that was the game. I was like, no more. Only took 35 years. No more. Am I going to be wasting my time on these games? And now I'm very much of, if I play a game, don't like it, I'm willing to kind of bin it off and kind of value my game time a little bit more. But Black Flag is meant to be amazing. I own that on the Wii U as well.
Yeah, it was a better game than the third one. Yeah, just due to the ship mechanics and all that. But don't you think this is a strange game to release in Japan? Is Assassin's Creed big in Japan?
No idea.
Seems so
I've got a feeling
Western
they're going to do these
centric.
next year in the West, Capcom and Ubisoft. I just think it's interesting. I just think it's really interesting that releasing one of the biggest games of Christmas out, hopefully at the same time as the other console versions as well. I just think it's people are so desperate to release Switch games that they go to these lengths. I think it doesn't appeal to me. Like you say, it's not even out here anyway. I just think it's great. I'm excited to see how it pans out, because it is the future, whether we like it or not, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So the big final reveal of the whole Switch Direct, well, look at me forgetting the 3DS already, the Switch Direct, was kind of amazing. It almost did a reverse of what it did for the King K. Rool reveal. It's Animal Crossing, and obviously Isabelle as a fighter, as a double whammy. We did mention this in the predictions, if you remember. I think Lee said Animal Crossing could
I
get
said
revealed.
Animal Crossing game, yeah.
Yeah, and it's about, what about Isabelle as a fighter and that as a double whammy? And we were saying that they'd never done that before, but it seems to make sense. But they did do it. I think they had to, in the same way they announced Metroid Prime 4 logo when they did Samus Returns. It's like they had to, otherwise people would be fuming. And I think the same would have happened if they announced Isabelle and no Animal Crossing game. I think everyone would not have been happy. So I think they sort of had to be like, right, we need to tell them that it's coming. We're not taking the mick. It was great. It was great when you're watching that first, Animal Crossing, and then sort of instantly like, no, it's got to be Smash Brothers. And then obviously they kind of did the double reveal. Greg, I know you said that you didn't, you're not a big Animal Crossing fan, and it would have to do something different for you to interest you. But irrespective of that, the kind of theatre of how they announced it, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, although like you, I knew pretty much straight away, this is a Smash reveal, because I'd heard people saying they wanted Isabelle in Smash. So Sakurai seems to be putting everything, every character that everybody wants. He just seems to be getting them in there. I don't know who you guys would really want in there, but it's good to see.
I wanted Simon Belmont. I wanted Bomberman, actually. I want Bomberman as well, but he's an assist.
Just an assist trophy. Yeah.
But as for Animal Crossing on the Switch, if there's some good online interactivity between people, then I might be interested. I've only played New Leaf for, it must have been about 40 hours or something, and that's quite a big chunk of time actually. And I just got to the point where it's I'm done here. I didn't really want to play it anymore. I've got no real interest.
Did you play that online?
No, it's pretty much just me mucking about.
Okay, that has some really good online stuff actually. I think online has to be a massive focus of Animal Crossing. It's the natural sort of progression for the game. But,
see, I kind of just got a wee bit bored. I was I planted all my trees, and I had this big sort of forest of trees, and I was spinning. Anytime I was going into play, I was going shaking the trees and getting all the fruit, and then going trading it for money or whatever. And it's just I felt like I was doing that pretty much every time, and it was it's boring.
Yeah. What about you, Lee? You a little bit more excited than Greg?
Yeah, I love Animal Crossing. One of the games that I spent, it must be 200 hours on the 3DS. That is including my son's playing time as well, but he did put quite a fair few hours in, but most of it is mine. The online, like you said, Darren, the online was great. One of my colleagues as well, he's a big Disney fan, so anything cutesy like that, with Animal Crossing and interacting with talking animals, he's up for it. So this is the type of game which Nintendo are clever to release. They should have done it earlier. This will sell more Switches. Just like my colleague in work, he's going to buy a Switch now in 2019 just to play this game.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, the online, we would drop in and out of each other's and swap fruits. I think I had peaches, he had apples. We'd be swapping fruits back and forth, and great stuff. It needs more of it though, but I'm sure it will.
Yeah. It's very exciting. Hopefully it'll be early on, but we'll see. But I cannot wait. It does need to revamp itself. How many times do you want to buy turnips on Sundays and have the same fruit and collect bugs and collect fish and build up your museum and we've been doing the same stuff since the GameCube version. But and they do add a lot to the game, but I think it does need a shake up. I think it will, and I'm just incredibly excited, and it's going to be a massive game. So the last thing we'll talk about, which they spoke about, and for me this was the only disappointing aspect of the Direct. You kind of hinted at it, Greg, you mentioned it earlier, the online, when they announced it was a bit like, oh, really, is that it? But it's come out now, so I just thought let's kind of chat about that. The most exciting thing of it is obviously the NES games, 20 NES games, and they've announced every month there's going to be, I think the first month there's 6 games, Double Dragon Special Edition, Gradius Special Edition, NES Open Tournament Golf, Solomon's Key, Super Dodgeball, and Super Mario Bros. 3 Special Edition. We've had a little dabble on it, and what's kind of weird is, like I mentioned, they're Double Dragon Special Edition. We've got Double Dragon in the first bunch, and now there's a Special Edition coming out in October. I presume that's to add in 2-player co-op, because the NES version, as me and Greg found out earlier this morning, the NES version of Double Dragon didn't have co-op. It only had to take it in turns play.
You're right, it didn't.
So I'm presuming Double Dragon Special Edition is co-op, and I'm maybe the same with Gradius as well. We've got Dr. Mario Special Edition, although... So do we know what these are?
No, we don't. But I don't want 2 Double Dragons on my NES thing. Maybe you'll just replace the original Double Dragon. I'm hoping that will do. Because they go, oh, let's play Double Dragon. Oh, I've clicked on the wrong one. That's not the Special Edition. That's the old junky one.
On the grid, you can move them about.
Yeah,
so
that's
you could just
nice.
move the ones at the bottom. But anyway, I think it's great. We've had a bit of a play. I think we've all had a bit of a play. Me and Greg have played online. Greg, just tell us about what you think of it all, of the NES games, of how the kind of the operating system works and things like that. What you've thoughts on it? Is it what you wanted it to be? Except the fact that it's NES and not SNES for you, because you're a Luddite. But other than that,
it was a really quick play this morning. It's been a bit stormy here through the night, and like this morning when I was going to try and update my Switch and stuff, like the internet and the electric and all went off, so like I spent a wee bit of time faffing about with that. But whenever I did get into it, like I really liked the interface of it, like seeing all like the box arts lined up, and like how quick it is to like flick between games and like create suspend points. And even whenever we went to jump on and play an online game together, it was really fast, and we stayed in like the wee lobby or whatever it is together while we could change games and stuff, so we didn't have to keep like setting up new games for us to play together. But the one game we did play together, soccer, it was trash. But there are a few
trash.
There are a few NES games there though that I'm interested in playing again. Like I played through a level of Super Mario Bros. 3. I'll probably play through that whole thing, and I'm sure there's a few games there that maybe like I'll play with my brother as well or whatever online. So like I love how snappy and stuff it is, and it's really good that they're going to be adding more games to it. It's just I kind of hope that there's eventually they add more consoles, even if you have to pay more money each month or whatever. If they start adding SNES, N64, even GameCube or something, like that would be amazing.
SNES is definitely coming. It is 100% coming.
Now that you mention that, there, I think I read this morning. I never got a chance to delve deeper into it. I think I read this morning that data miners have found some SNES stuff.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh, but they've already told us it's coming. They've already said this. I think they'll do,
but like
do it next
Greg
year.
says every week, it's like, nah, they went quiet.
Nah, don't matter. It's still coming. We're going to be playing Super Soccer Online.
But I second Greg's calls for everything there. The snappiness of the thing, you know, when you get into the interface itself. And I played Super Mario Brothers, just level 1-1, World 1-1, and you click on the actual box art for Super Mario Brothers, and bang, it's loaded. You know, there's no loading screen or anything like that. It's bang, it's straight into it. The opening title is there, and you straight so quick. And then you can drop out it just as quickly and load another one up. It's amazingly fast. That's really got my hype levels, and it let me then, because I didn't have much time, play a game of soccer. And I think at half-time I was 1-1. And you know that famous nationality, the Great British Soccer Team, scored first. I don't know how I scored. And then they got an equaliser, whoever they were. And it was time for work.
I battered Greg just before the podcast. But yeah, it was terrible. But I think it's really impressive.
1-0.
I love it's very similar to the NES Mini in a way, but it's probably a little bit better. I love the sort of grid display. I think it looks really good. I'm very pleased you can move them all around. Everything about it's perfect. It's got a few filters in there. But the way online works is great as well. Like, obviously, Greg set up a room. And how it actually works is that I'm basically player 2 on Greg's console. And it even told me that it will not affect my save data. So everything we did does not affect my save data. So I couldn't create a restore point or anything like that. I am pretty much screen sharing Greg's Switch, in effect. That's how it works. And then we was playing soccer. And I thought that we'd have to, as always, kick out, play another game, set up another room, but you don't have to do that. So Greg pulled out, and I went onto his menu, and then we went into another game, went to Double Dragon, realised you couldn't do co-op, then we went to tennis, couldn't figure out how to play 2-player, and then we went into podcast. But so that works really well, and I'm just really excited about this. I think SNES games are coming. It's very exciting to see third-party games in there as well, because I was worried that they wouldn't be there, but it's not. It's looking like the dream service for me. Obviously, it is only NES, so we do need to add more consoles for it to be truly sort of incredible. But it's an amazing start for it. And I just wanted to chat about the way sort of voice chat works as well. And this is the same for Mario Kart and tennis. Not Splatoon. Splatoon is the clunkiest one out of the lot, which is weird because it's the oldest one. So Splatoon's the same at the minute, I think. But the way it works is, and I know people jip the app, rightly so, fair enough. But I will say it's pretty good. So how it works is, you don't have to create a voice chat system or a lobby or anything like that. So for example, I played tennis earlier, and you play tennis, and then I had a notification on my phone saying, "Do you want a voice chat?" And you can just click on it, and you're voice chatting straight away. Same with the NES, you get a little notification. Do you want a voice chat? Yep, and that's it, done. So it just knows that you're online, and it just asks you if you want a voice chat. You don't have to do anything more to it, and so it's quite a nice little system, to be honest. So I was quite impressed with that. So we'll see how it develops. I still want little apps for the games that they never came.
Yeah,
yet.
it's only the Splatoon 2 one, isn't it? Still there. Yeah. That made me kind of shy. I downloaded the update for the app, and there's only Splatoon 2 still on there. I was quite let down a bit. We were expecting, challenges and all that popping up for ARMS. Once you click, because I'm really interested in how this works, Darren. Once you click on yes, I want to use voice chat, what do you see? Do you see other players? The player you're playing against Greg, you see him on the voice chat thing, or does Greg then have to manually do it himself? You can't invite him. You can't. What happens? Anything else?
Well, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're asking.
So you basically load up an online game of Mario Tennis. And then your app on the phone says, "Hey, do you want to enter voice chat?"
No.
Oh, no.
Sorry, no. It doesn't. It's not quite. It's not. No, you can't. There's no gaming rights or anything like that. I mean, once you're in a game with someone, it asks you if you want a voice chat.
Okay, with that person.
Well, it just says, "Do you want a voice chat?" And then you can just be in a room on your own, I guess. But they'll get the same notification,
even if it's a stranger. I've heard it, even if it's if you're playing, you can voice chat. Oh, that's nice. Okay, that does sound good.
Mario Kart as well is you can chat with strangers, but you can't on Splatoon still. Splatoon was the old system, and I think it's a much more streamlined version of it, and it's kind of appealing to me. Obviously, I have AirPods, and they kind of just stick in your ear, and you can just have one in if you want. So actually, because there's no kind of jacks on the controllers or anything, playing docked and having the phone and just using one AirPod or whatever, so you can watch your telly and still chat. For me, that's actually a really good system. I was, for when I play Fortnite, when I used to play Fortnite for that first day when it came out, and that's it. But I had to play handheld to voice chat. I had to plug in But actually, and now I was like, I wish Fortnite we use the app, because then I could play it docked, and then I could just use a Bluetooth headset. And I don't know. I mean, that's obviously a very specific case for me, but people are not happy. People are really not happy with this, are they? But we won't get into that, but
it sounds fine. If I can join the 8 people who I'm playing online Mario Kart, and I can voice chat with the 2 or 3 of them, great stuff.
12.
Yeah, 12. Yeah. Wow. I was saying 8 just in case 4 were not there. I'm making that.
Yeah, exactly. I think it works really well for what it is, and it is just a start. And hopefully they'll just keep developing all these.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it is very good. I'm trying to think what else with online. Obviously, they announced the NES controllers, £60 for 2 wireless NES controllers. You can only buy them if you subscribe to a year. So they're going to be limited edition. They're going to be worth it. You'll be able to sell them for more than that. I'm definitely buying them. Are you guys going to pick them up?
Apparently, they only work for the NES games. Is that right as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame. You're thinking of all 2D platformers, like even Shovel Knight or something like that. It's a shame it doesn't work with that.
I was going to say, but they have shoulder buttons as well. But I assume that's just the way you have to press like L and R to select to select your controller at the start of the game. I assume it's just for that.
That's what it looks like. Maybe, yeah. Because I suppose you could slide on one of those Joy-Con wrist straps to give the shoulder buttons a bit more oomph. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll update it in the future to other 2D platform games. You'll be playing Yoshi's Crafted World with your NES controller. I doubt it, but anyway.
But either way, at the minute, it is only for the NES games, which is, I don't know, I'm fine with that. For me, a lot of it's just I want them for a collector's item more than anything, but I think it is good. But another thing about the NES app, it does make me want folders for a start. How good would it be if you created a folder and it created the grid-like system with all the games in it as well? Because it looks... And also, for you, Greg, maybe you'd have picked up Metal Slug if there was just one Arcade Archives app with them all in.
Quite possibly.
Would you accept one ugly app? Because if I still had those same burgundy banners on with the name on, and then there was all inside, or is it even one too much for you?
It's not that I don't have terrible icons on my system at the minute, but
what's your worst icon, Greg?
I would have to get it up again. I'm sure there's one or two that aren't great. Like, I never liked the FIFA icons. Like, it's just the logo of the game. Like, it's
boring.
They've never been very good. But like I said earlier, it's such a stupid reason not to pick up a game.
Something I did want to talk about is, have you tried backing up your save data with the cloud?
I was going to bring that up actually next. No, it does it automatically.
Does it? I went into... Yeah. If you look at their PR, the press release, it says that you can do it manually. So I started doing it manually. Where it does, there's an automatic, do you want to automatically do it? I don't know if it's whether when you save in-game, then it'll automatically do it. But if you go into the settings menu and then go into data storage or data management, I think it's called, then there's a new icon there for cloud saves, and you can manually do it, and you have to do each one individually. So I did a few of my big ones, like Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it's pretty quick, Zelda Breath of the Wild, even if it's that was only a 5 megabyte, it took a second. But the slightly bigger ones at 64 megabytes, they took a minute to upload, not too bad. But I had to do each and every single one individually.
Oh, okay. That's well, just be patient and let them all back up.
Yeah.
It's just doing them all in the background, isn't it? I think it's going to take a while, but I'm just looking literally now. And if you press plus on the games, you can back them up there as well.
Okay. Oh, that might be.
So you don't have to go in. So you can press, the options menu.
Yeah. It's nice, but maybe for the first time though, it's nice to see all the games in one list on the data management, so you can just go down in a list and just back them all up in one go.
Yeah, I guess so. But either way, it's very good. And also, there's rumours that like some games didn't have cloud saves. Obviously, Splatoon is the big one, but there's one about like Dead Cells and NBA didn't either, but they do. That's wrong. Dead Cells and NBA do have cloud saves.
Why did they put that out then? That was from Nintendo themselves, wasn't it?
Don't know.
So strange.
Don't know, but they do.
Oh, so, that's good. That's good.
That's good. They'll come up with a solution for Splatoon. I'm so optimistic at that. I'm so ridiculously optimistic. Oh boy, but I think they will. But that's great. So, but aside from all that insane amounts of direct news and all those new games, and like we say every week, there's literally every single week we have new games to talk about that have been announced, and even outside of the direct, there's been games that have been announced. One of them is Batman: The Enemy Within on Switch, and that's coming out next week, 2 weeks time. Another Telltale's game. It's a sequel, isn't it? So the first one's already out, and this is the sequel.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, the sequel to the first one. Yeah, it's the new one basically.
Yeah, I love Telltale games. I can easily wait for a sale, but these are good stuff. Lee, you said that you played Walking Dead and they appeal to you. Do the Batman ones appeal to you?
I wouldn't pick this one up because I haven't played the first one, but if the first one ever came down in a bit of price, then yes, I would continue the whole story through, but not quite yet. Yeah,
wait for it. They'll be on sale at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to ask you about that game, Greg, because I know you won't be interested in the slightest. But I will ask you about the next one, because I think this could appeal to you. And this is another great announcement. Sega Genesis Classics, the game that came out for Xbox and PlayStation, is coming to the Switch. I think it's amazing. What is it? 50 games? 50 games.
Yeah. Over 50 games. Yeah.
Some of them have got online multiplayer. They've got like additional things. You look at the actual games as well, and there's some really good games on there. It's not filler. I think there's something very weird that some of the games are the same ones they're releasing on Sega Ages, and it's like, what do they think is going to happen there? But ultimately, this is amazing. This excites you, doesn't it, Greg?
Yeah, and I've actually kind of killed the Sega Ages thing for me at the minute, because I was probably gonna get the Sonic's out really soon. I think no point in getting that now because I'm just gonna get the collection. And I was messaging Lee last night actually, because I thought, big collection of Mega Drive games. that seems appealing. I have there's quite a few that I maybe haven't played for a while, and some that I've never played before. And I sort of messaged him saying does this have online? And Lee said yeah. So I thought, that's great. If I can play Streets of Rage online and stuff, that's brilliant. Definitely buying that.
Does Streets of Rage have online?
Yeah, as far as we know, yeah. Three,
I know some games.
And the 3 games are there, and the 3 golden axes, and that's sold it to me already. Side-scrolling beat 'em ups again.
It's amazing. I think it's really great to see. And that's coming out this year, isn't it? Christmas, is it December or something? No.
Winter, I think they said. Yeah, winter. I don't know if I've viewed a specific date, but definitely winter.
Yeah.
There's I have quite a few of the games on the Wii Virtual Console already. But obviously having them portably is a real bonus. And there's things like Kid Chameleon, which I got quite far into, but never actually managed to beat before. The fact that you can put have suspended games or maybe even save states or whatever, that's probably going to help with that as well.
And they do in the rewind as well, like in the Capcom Legacy edition, so you can just rewind a couple of seconds if you make a fatal error. Very nice.
Yeah, I've been playing Mega Man and I've been using that rewind feature a lot. It's so easy to be lazy. I finished them all on the Wii a couple of years ago actually on the Virtual Console, and you save state it, but it's a bit more of an effort. But the rewind, you're just let's rewind that little bit. Even if you take a tiny bit of damage, and you're like, may as well.
The rewind thing I don't know how to feel about that, because just having it there takes away some of the danger a wee bit. And it's of course you don't have to use it,
but you're gonna use it on Kid Chameleon.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, because I'm people say, you don't have to use it. It's I know, but it's so there and so convenient. It's so tempting just to be I've messed up, and rather than playing the level from going back and you just rewind it a little bit. But for the Mega Man games, like I say, I finished them all 2 years ago, so I just wanted to blitz through them. So I wasn't bothered then. I was even doing the cheat on Mega Man where you press start, keep pressing start, and you can just inflict infinite damage?
I didn't know that. No, is that all Mega Man games or the first one?
I don't know. I think maybe just the first one. But that's an old NES trick. Keep bashing the pause button in a few because if you put fire over the energy bit, because you keep unpausing it keeps inflicting the damage.
Okay.
Like a new shot. But so I was even doing that on the bosses. I just wanted to kind of blitz through it. Great games.
Just a slight side note, and not even Nintendo related. But because we're talking about classic games, and we've obviously got the NES and then the Mega Drive stuff this morning, I think Sony have revealed there's the PS1 Mini coming in December.
I thought it was that ridiculous. I thought it was a spoof when I saw it, because it's called a PlayStation Classic, like the NES Classic and the SNES Classic. It's the same name, and the promotional picture is exactly the same as the NES promotional of the hand hold. It's the same angle. It's exactly the same. So I thought it was a spoof. I was like, oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's the kind of thing Sony would do. Ha 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 ha. Oh no, it's real. Oh boy.
What games are they putting on that?
They have not announced.
Okay. I think they've only shown 5 or something so far. There was Wild Arms, Tekken 3, Ridge Racer Type 4, Final Fantasy 7. And I can't remember what the other one was.
Getting that on Switch anyway, don't worry.
But it was funny. But hopefully this will kick Nintendo up to maybe announce the N64 one. We'll see about that. More games announced. Another one that I don't particularly care about, Arcade Archives, Excitebike. Don't like Excitebike. The only Excitebike that's worth playing is Excitebike 64 in my opinion. But ultimately on a kind of archival level, I think it's amazing we're getting all these arcade games of NES games. You guys have not picked any of the Arcade Archives up, have you?
No, I haven't. No, I'm trying to think back, but I'm sure I picked one up. No, I wasn't. It was the Metal Slug.
Yeah.
No, I haven't picked any of the Nintendo ones up, that's for sure. But this is another one. I know this is the arcade version of Excitebike, but it's on the NES games now, on the Nintendo Switch Online NES games. That's gonna cannibalize its sales, surely.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it doesn't make any sense.
Such a strange timing. Yeah,
it is very weird, but I mean, we'll see how it goes. Again, good to see, great to see. This was announced previously, actually. South Park Stick of Truth, the first one, but they've confirmed the date, and it's next week. So it's coming out next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So that's great. I know you played the sequel, Lee. Are you going to pick this one up?
No, I'm not.
Oh, why?
Yes, in the future, not now.
Okay, fair enough.
I love
enough.
South Park, and people have said that the story in this first one is much better than the second one. The second one was great anyway, full of hilarity all the way through it. Maybe a little bit too much. I haven't even picked up the DLC from the second game. It's just like Mario and Rabbids. Play through it, do 100% throughout the entire thing. Do I want to pick up the DLC? No, I've had my fill.
Although the Donkey Kong DLC is meant to be amazing.
Yeah, supposed to be. It can wait.
Fair enough. That is fair enough. I think last week we chatted. I think it was just announced, and we did chat about Zen Studios getting the Williams tables license, which is great news. I love it. We actually, we were chatting about specifically about the physics. We were saying, are they going to go with realistic physics, or are they going to zen them up? And we were like, they'll probably just be pure and original. Well, they've announced the first volume. It's out in a couple of weeks. There's a free game called Fishtails that everyone gets, which is great. But then the first pack, which is £8.99, £3 each, you get 3 tables. Medieval Madness, which is meant to be the greatest pinball table ever created. Junkyard and the Getaway. The most amazing thing is they're doing everything we said could be a possibility. So they're doing Zen physics and they're doing realistic physics, so you can choose. But they're also doing crazy versions of the tables. So they're doing Zen versions of the tables. So they're doing the raw, natural versions, and they've got special edition versions of the tables. That's way more than we could have anticipated. And we said they could go either way. They've gone both ways. That's amazing news, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. And give me some more pinball stuff. But I'm going to wait for a sale, Darren. How about you?
No, I'm going to pick it up. I am going to get it straight away. I love Zen Pinball, but because I've got so many games, I think I've discarded it today. I've got over 100 games now on my Switch. I've broke the barrier. I've broke past it. That's 1,000 games. I've got like 10% of the Switch's library on my Switch.
And to be honest, I wanna see if the Fishtails table is as good as maybe judge it from there as well. So let's have that free download on October 9th, and then let's see if I can get those 3 other tables. Greg,
I mean, I was going to say, are you going to give it a go, Greg? Because I know we've tried to convince you before, but free tables. Come on.
Might as well try the free tables. Not really that big on pinball, to be honest. And like Sonic Spinball and the Mega Drive collection will probably satisfy that need slightly. But with the free ones, I may give it a go.
Well, I was wrong. When I was talking about it, I did download Zen Pinball FX3 when it like in the first week, in the first day I downloaded it. Then it had 3 free tables. Someone corrected me on Discord saying those 3 free tables are not available anymore. It's only the one, and I don't know which one is the free one. So if you did download Zen Studios Adventureland, so you get the Adventureland one, Greg, and the Fishtails, not the 3 plus the one. But give it a go, yeah.
The online leaderboard stuff work really well. So there's a few of us who kind of competing for times and stuff, and it's really good. And as you're playing it tells you like who's the next one who you can catch up to. So at the beginning, you'll be the one who's at the bottom, which will probably be Clown. And it'll be like, you're only 3 million points away from Clown, and then when you beat him, it's you beat Clown, now you need to get another 5 million to take over Lee, and then it'll be like, why you beat Lee, and it'll be like, you'll never beat Darren, so don't even bother trying. Stuff like that. So it does things. But it's a good system, works well, great game, and I'm going to get back into it, and that's going to be the push I need for that. Now the next game I want to talk about is a game I am incredibly excited for. I was very excited about Into the Breach. I wished for it to come, and it came. And another game I even tweeted them saying, are you going to bring Pure Pool to Switch? Vufu? Because they've brought a couple of games to Switch. I tweeted them saying, are you going to bring Pure Pool? Because Pure Pool's an amazing pool game on the PlayStation that I've got. And Hustlekins, I had that as well. Amazing pool games. I love pool games and snooker games. And they've just announced This Is Pool, it's called, coming out for all platforms, and it's basically the next evolution of the kind of Hustle Kings and Pure Pool games. I can't wait. It's coming out in spring, and I am incredibly excited for this. I hope they do a snooker add-on, which what they did for the last one. It's like a DLC snooker pack. But either way, online pool games. Am I going to be playing U2 online on this, or do you not really care about pool games?
I do care. Going all the way back to Amiga and playing Jimmy White's snooker.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is day one. I'll be there.
Awesome.
And that is the one kind of thing that makes me think, why don't they have snooker? Now you said that Pool did have DLC for snooker. If they do that as well, I mean, yeah, my hype level would go completely up.
I think they did it for Hustle Kings as well. They had snooker on.
Oh, so it's looking pretty certain. Excellent stuff.
I'd be gobsmacked if they haven't got it. Yeah, it's great. What about you, Greg? Because I have spoken about Pure Pool. I have mentioned to you guys in the past I wanted a Pure Pool, and I'm pretty sure you said you're not that bothered about pool video games.
Yeah, I love playing like snooker in real life with my friend, my brother sometimes as well. I imagine he'll be really interested in this game because he buys quite a lot of those wee pool games, whether they're good or not. He buys quite a lot of them, so I imagine he'll definitely be in with this one. I haven't really enjoyed maybe like a snooker or pool video game since World Championship Snooker on the PlayStation 1. That was the first one. I don't know.
When you say not enjoyed one, but have you played any?
I played a few. Like I played Virtual Pool 64, which is also quite an old one, which was fine. And I've played I think my brother has Hustle Kings, and must have played a couple of games of it. And I just can't get into them on consoles. Really, I'd rather just play it in real life.
You could say that about everything, couldn't you?
No.
I'd rather play football. What I mean is, yeah, okay. So. See what it's like. Maybe it can convince you. Maybe the snooker add-on could convince you. Have you played Championship Pool on SNES? No. That was the game Anyway, we'll see. But I'm very excited about that. And anyway, just to kind of round off the kind of new games, this isn't announced. Suda51 has said that he's actively talking to Nintendo, talking to Marvelous, and trying to bring No More Heroes 1 and 2 to the Switch. It's a no-brainer. I'd be gobsmacked if it doesn't happen.
Yes, please.
Would you love it? I never played 2. I've got it. I never played it, and I loved 1.
Yeah, same here. Never played 2. I played through 1. It was one of those games again on the Wii. It was the end of the Wii. I had too many games to get through. Didn't pick number 2 up. Yeah, especially if they do a bundle. Come on.
Admittedly, I didn't like the second one quite as much as the first one, but they are both really good games, and I've actually been thinking about playing the first one again recently, but now that there's talk of a Switch version coming, I may just hold off and see if we can get it on there instead.
Yeah, it would be great to do that. I mean, they've got the Joy-Cons for, the waggle play and stuff like that, so yeah, well up for it.
Like, I'm way more interested in like remakes of these here than Travis Strikes Again, which I don't think looks particularly good.
No,
but if they bring 1 and 2 to Switch, then that sort of makes you think maybe they would go and make a third one as well.
Yeah, I think he said he wants to. I think we'll see how Travis Strikes Again sells, I guess. But like you, I'm not too excited about it.
And while you're at it, bring Killer 7 as well, please.
Yep. Just pack it in with the first and second No More Heroes here.
And for a $5. Just a couple of little bits in this. One of them is about Dragon Ball Fighter Z. We've chatted about it before. I've never seen Dragon Ball Fighter, but I love the demo. I love the style of it, and I kind of want to get it actually, but I'll wait for a sale. Except they've announced something which is making me contemplate buying it. They've announced that there's a pre-order bonus of that you get the SNES version of Dragon Ball Z, Super Butoden, I think it's called, for free as like a bonus. And they've announced that the only way you're going to get that game is if you pre-order it. They're not going to re-release it. They're not going to give it
really? Oh, come on. Surely they'll be re-releasing it later. A couple of months later, they'll be going, okay,
they've said no.
We've had such a high demand, we'll release it separately.
They've said no. But I'm like, oh, what? It's kind of tempting. But I'm not. I don't think I'm going to do it because it's probably naff anyway. I'll never play it. But I like the idea of having a free SNES game. Yeah, and the very final bit of news that I'll mention is Konami and Super Bomberman R. Obviously, they're releasing it on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox. They're porting it over to there. They're releasing a vinyl for the music, which is pretty cool. And they've just announced today that they're releasing. There's a new update, and there's 5 new characters being added to the game, and probably a few other tweaks. Last time they did this, they added a surprising amount. It's a great game. We've played it a few times. No way near enough as we should, actually. I would love to play it more, because I still haven't unlocked any of the multiplayer stages. I've just got this first batch. And
you need to get so many coins to unlock. They just seem to be
that's
so
what
far
put me
away.
Off. Somebody told me that in one of the updates, they made it much easier to kind of unlock them all.
Ah, okay.
I need to get. That's another game I'd like to play more and get back into, but too much going on, too many games. But yeah, I think that should be it for the news because I am exhausted already. But so next, what we're gonna play is not a Greg game. we're going to be playing a Lee game.
Hey, it's music quiz time. Similar to Greg's, we got 9 tracks, but 3 tracks from one game each. So slightly different. The tracks are a little bit longer because they are music tracks from actual games. So we're going to take it a track at a time, and they're all labelled A1 to A3 for the first game, Game A. And you're going to have to think about 5 different categories for each track. You're going to have to think about the name of the game, and then there are bonus points for the system it appears on, which should obviously be pretty straightforward if you know the name of the game. The name of the track. Now, that is virtually nigh on impossible, but if you are a connoisseur of game music, you might be able to pick up a few bonus points. The developer of the game, as in the company that makes it, and the year the game came out. Or, if you're very clever, you can show us the actual month as well that it came out, but the year will be fine.
It came out where?
In Europe. I've got European dates for all these.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay. Now we start off on the first game, should be pretty straightforward, I'm hoping. And then the second game a little bit harder, and the third game virtually nigh on impossible.
So how do we work it in terms of who's giving the answers?
Right, we're going to take it in turns. You two are going to agree now who's going to go first. And then, so on the first track, have a listen to the first track. Then say, Darren's the first one. You will give all your 5 answers. Or you only go, I am going to clear what the track is, forget it. I am going to clear what year it is, forget it. And I will write those down. And then Greg will do his 5 answers. And then we'll listen to track 2. We'll do the same again. We'll listen to track 3. We'll do the same again. And then after the 3 tracks, I will give you the full answers. And the person who answered correctly for each category will get earliest will get the point.
Okay.
Make sense?
So we do with all the A's, then the B's, and the C's.
Yes.
So we'll have an update on how many points we've got on A, and then we'll do the
and then we'll
same
go
again.
on to B.
Done.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it. Okay. And so are all these from the same game? Are the songs from the same game?
All the track A1, A2, and A3 are all from the same game. And in my selection of songs, I've gone for a kind of style that will hopefully be a difficult track A1 and get slightly easier through the tracks to name the game.
I'll go first if you want, Greg.
Yeah, well, you beat me in soccer, so go for it. I mean, Liverpool beat Spurs at the weekend, but what can you do?
Go on then, Lee. Go on.
Okay, boys, I want you to listen to track A1.
What a great tune. So I'm going first.
So, Darren, you're first. So, the first one, what game do you think that is?
Luigi's Mansion.
And what system did that appear on?
The GameCube.
There you go. GC. Developer?
Nintendo.
Okay, and the year
Do you need to be
came
specific
out.
with the
No, Nintendo, that's fine. Just Nintendo.
year it
that'll
came
be
out in
fine.
Europe? Oh my god, is it 2001 or 2002? 2002.
2002. And for your last bonus point, the name of the track.
Luigi's Mansion theme.
Okay. Greg, now you've heard Darren's answers. What do you think is the game?
He's cheating.
Really? Are you looking online?
What's interesting is, like, if I think Darren's got the correct game, can't I just say the same thing?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
But Darren's going to get the point for being first.
I see.
The next time on game B, you'll be first by the time it scrolls around.
Right, well, what I will say is I think it sounds very distinctive, but confused me a wee bit when you said Luigi's Mansion, because I don't think it's that. I think it's Banjo-Tooie.
Okay. And the console?
I've never played that awful game, so I hope not.
Nintendo 64.
Okay. And what was that, Greg?
I was just going to say, like, it sounds very much Banjo-like, but I don't recognise the track from the first game, which I've played a lot more than the second one, so that's why I said 2A.
Developer?
Developer will be Rare.
And the year?
I think it's 2001.
And the name of the
Is it
track?
that late?
Name of the track, I have no idea.
No idea. Okay. So those are your first guesses. I'm not going to reveal anything. Can you now listen to the track A2?
I know what I want to say now, but
Greg's turn first this time, though. This is how we're going to switch it up, okay? So, Greg, what do you think the name of the game is?
At the risk of being embarrassed, I'm fairly certain it is Banjo-Tooie.
Right, you sticking with that. And all the same, N64 Rare 2001.
Yes. Yep. The track name though.
Now, you can't name the track from the first one, but carry on for the second one.
I don't know. I wouldn't know the name of the actual track specifically, but I think it's from Mayhem Temple.
Okay.
The level.
Okay, Darren, over to you. Name of the game?
well, I mean, I've never played Banjo-Tooie, so I don't know. But it did sound very rare. I was thinking it could be Donkey Kong 64, so I'm going to say, like, there's no point me saying Banjo-Tooie, so I'm going to say Donkey Kong 64. That's what it's giving me vibes of, but...
So obviously it's going to be the N64.
But Greg looks confident.
No, I'm actually worried because I actually thought it could be Donkey Kong 64 as well. So you've worried me that you've went a different route with this one.
That's really interesting. I thought the second track would, the first one I thought, oh no, nobody get it from the first one. And the second track will give you tingles of... anyway, I won't say any more yet. Year, because it's N64 Rare as well.
I'm guessing we're both wrong then. The developer's Rare.
Yeah.
Platform N64.
N64.
Yeah. I just got to think of where I was in life when I got it. 98? No, that was... 99. Can I pick two? One of them? It's one of them, I can't remember. I remember when I bought it, but I can't... What year was that? 99.
I can remember when I first seen Donkey Kong 64 in a magazine, so I think I may have a date there in mind.
Any ideas of the track, Darren?
No. Not
okay,
gonna guess.
I'll leave that blank. Okay, and it's your go first next, Darren, so have a listen to track A3.
No idea. I'm gonna stick I was hoping it was going to go DK. No, I'm going to stick with Donkey Kong 64.
Okay. And all the same, yeah. N64, rare. Going to change the year.
If I change the year, does that mean I do change 99, or does it give me 2 goes?
It gives you 2 goes unless... Oh no, Greg hasn't said 90. Yeah, you could... Oh, you've cheating the system, but yeah, you get 2 goes there.
Oh, so if I said 98, then I get 98 or 99?
Yeah.
Perfect.
98.
Perfect.
Okay. Track? No chance, no?
No.
Okay. Greg, what do you think of that one?
I'm being torn up inside here because I think my game is wrong.
But if you changed it and it was Banjo-Tooie, you would be devastated.
I'm really struggling here because that's definitely very much like a sort of like an intro sort of area. But I think that song is from DK Isle or whatever it is, the wee Donkey Kong Island hub sort of area, Donkey Kong 64.
Are you going to change?
I can't remember what the opening area of Banjo-Tooie is. I'm gonna. You've already got Donkey Kong 64, so I'm just gonna stick with Banjo-Tooie.
Okay.
But the track name for that one, I'm gonna go with DK Isle.
DK Isle, Banjo-Tooie. A well-known track. Brilliant.
I need to try and snag a point there somehow.
Right. So my point scoring system. Well, I'll give you 3 points for the correct game. Then 1 point for all the other ones, because the correct game is, the most important thing to get. So you get 1 point extra for all the others. And the game is indeed a rare game. It's Donkey Kong 64.
I can't believe you got this one.
So that is 3 points, because Darren said it after the A2 track. That's 3 points to Darren. Greg's going to pick up a few points. Is that he mentioned the N64 and rare beforehand. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 points to Greg, right, for N64, the correct console.
What?
Rare, the correct developer.
We're talking about a different game.
Fair point.
However, Darren did mention the year 1999 first, so he picks up a bonus point for that. So that's now 4-2 to Darren. But what's quite shocking is that Greg has snagged a point with DK Isle. That was spot on, Greg.
God.
Spot on the track.
Oh my God. 3 cheating points. It's like Liverpool at the weekend.
So
You got the wrong game. How can he get any points?
That's so hard.
I can't believe I got it and I'm only 1 point ahead.
It was such that distinctive rare style. It's just whenever I heard the third track, I thought, oh no, this is Donkey Kong.
I'm hopefully going to do that with the rest of the games by playing a difficult one and then getting easier, from my perspective anyway. So the last game I don't expect anybody to get, and I don't think, even though I've played it, I don't think I would get it, but it'll be fun guesses.
We may be able to guess it, but awesome. Let's go for it. So should we listen to Greg's first this time?
And yeah, Greg is first this time, starting us off on game B, B1.
And these can be on any system.
Nintendo system, yes.
Yeah, but even the Switch.
Yes. Okay, Greg. Game.
I was really struggling with it until the very end there, which gave me a sort of like a 1 minute 22 seconds into the song there, I'm still
I wonder if
not.
it's the same one.
I'm still not sure, but I want to go with Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time.
Okay. Which was on
GameCube.
good. And the developer?
That would be Ubisoft.
You.
2003.
And the track name?
No idea.
Okay. So Darren, what game
That's
do you
very
think it's
odd,
from?
because I thought it was Prince of Persia at the very beginning, but then at the end, when you've changed your mind, for some reason another game popped in my head. Child of Light.
Okay. And that is obviously from Ubisoft as well. Two Ubisofts.
But
okay.
I'm not going to. No, I'm going to change my. I'm going to change my developer
Okay.
because there's no point me saying Ubisoft.
Unless Greg changes his developer later and your Ubisoft stays.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
I am going to change my developer to. Oh my god! I can't think of anyone. I am going to change it to
Vufu Studios.
Activision.
Okay. And the Child of Light was on the
Wii U.
Wii U. It was on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Year?
2014.
Okay.
How many?
Track?
What year is it now? 2018.
Yeah. No chance. Okay.
No idea. Child.
Yeah, and Child of
I
Light
might
is
be
one of
against-
those games that'll be coming on the Switch as well. Nah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
So Darren, your turn next, but have a listen to track B2. Darren, done?
I was getting James Bond vibes. But I was like, it's not obviously not GoldenEye, but I was like, there hasn't been a James Bond game on a Nintendo system since then. If I change my game, does that eradicate my last go, or no? Okay, it's almost like you can stack up ideas, or
If you change it, it will eradicate your guess. Yes, that's right. It's got to continue through the three to not be lost. Like Greg last time, his N64 and Rare were all the way through, so he got the bonus 2 points.
I don't know what to do. I can't think. I just can't think. It just reminded me of like a James Bond, or there's the remake, wasn't there? The GoldenEye remake
On the DS.
No, on the Wii, wasn't it?
Oh, that one. There was one on the DS as well.
Oh god, I forgot about handhelds. I'm gonna say GoldenEye on the Wii.
Okay. And developer?
Ironically, wasn't it active?
Yeah, that is Activision. Well done.
So what's the next question? Same
the
developer,
year.
I'll stick with
The
them.
year.
When did the Wii come out? 2006? 2009?
Okay. Track name?
Bond Goes Ape.
Greg, what about you? You looked rather het up and kind of hitting the table in frustration.
It's because I know the song. Like I recognised the wee bits of the first one, and I recognise bits of the second one. Not until later on in the track, but I think I actually may have got it. I think it's Time Splitters 2.
Time Splitters 2. Okay. Who was the developer for that?
That's Free Radical.
He definitely Googled that.
Oh, sorry, the system it was on. We all know that, don't we? The system it was on.
Well, I still have the GameCube from
Yeah,
the,
N64.
the last
From the
PS1.
first one anyway, which scrolls on. The year. What year did that come out in?
year.
Look at him checking Google.
I try to remember the year that I got it for
I can
Christmas.
see it in the reflection in his glasses.
I can't even remember what I got that Christmas. If it was, I think I got it with Star Fox Adventures. I'm gonna say 2003.
Okay. And the track.
No,
Okay. And it's your go again first, Greg, for B3. Let's hit it up.
I'm fairly certain it is Time Splitters 2.
Okay.
So I've got to stick with that.
And Free Radical.
Yep.
And GameCube.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with 2003, even though I think it might be 2002.
Track name?
I wouldn't know a specific track name. That one sounds like it's from the very first stage, and I can't remember what the stage is called because I keep thinking of Dam in my head, which is obviously from GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Can't remember what it's called.
No
Just
probs.
have to leave it blank.
Darren, how about you?
Well, Greg's confident, isn't he?
Poker face.
So I've got no idea. So all I'm going to do is just spice things up a little bit
Go for
and
it.
say it's Time Splitters 2.
Yeah.
Well, that's what my guess is.
Oh, is it? Oh, so no. Time
Yeah.
Splitters 3.
Oh, I thought you were being ironic and sarcastic.
No. Time Splitters 3.
Okay.
Free Radical.
Yeah.
GameCube.
Yeah.
Year, I'm going to say 2000.
You got a track name?
No.
Okay, here we go. It was indeed that kind of James Bondy, and the first time I heard track B1 again when I was researching this, I would never have gotten that one, but great track. And then B2, I thought, oh, that would give it away definitely, and it did to Greg. It was indeed Time Splitters 2. The first B1 was Neo Tokyo. The second one was Chicago, the second level in the game. And then the first, the B3, the last track you listened to, was definitely the first level in the game. That's why kind of, you kind of envisage the game from this track. That was in Siberia. Yeah, for the
It's
bonus
annoying
point.
because I had like Severnaya in my head again
Yeah.
from like GoldenEye, and I just couldn't quite get it. There we
So
go.
Greg has got 3 points for Time Splitters 2.
Oh, my
A
God.
bonus point for Free Radical. A bonus point for calling the GameCube all the way through. But the year was actually 2002.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
So that's 5 points to Greg there, Darren. Greg is now rocking it 8-4. And we're on
Bad.
to the difficult one.
Oh, yeah, because those are really easy.
Yes. Well, you got them. That's the amazing thing.
I am rubbish with game music. I guess Donkey Kong.
Okay, starting us off this time, Darren, and C1.
Okay.
Go on, Darren.
It's obviously SNES. SNES. It's a
Right.
SNES game.
SNES game. Game?
I've got no idea.
Okay.
I'm going to say Mega Man X.
Okay.
Capcom.
Yep. Yeah.
1993.
Okay. Track? Hoping there.
Oh, hang on. I'm trying to think how we... did the have like the bosses? Will that be the level?
Yes, that would be the name of the track and the level. So if it was, for example, from the original Mega Man and it was Bubble Man, it would be Bubble Man theme.
I can't remember any of the bosses. Fucking help me. No, got no idea. No,
Okay.
Guess.
Greg, how about you? Name of the game, console.
When I was first listening to it, I thought you sold me out here because I think it's maybe a NES game, but then Darren's went for a SNES game. So I'm sort of wondering, is the music advanced enough for, like, is it too advanced for the original NES? But it does give me Mega Man vibes, so I'm going to go with Mega Man 2
Okay.
on the NES.
Developed by Capcom.
Capcom, yep.
Yeah. And the year. What year did that come out in?
There was quite a few on the NES, so I'm going to say 1991.
Okay. Track?
I don't know, Octoman.
Octoman. Okay. He's in Splatoon as well, isn't he? Okay. Greg, you'll be the first to start us off on C2.
Okay.
I'm just going to stick with my original answer. I don't think I want to change the year.
Yeah,
It's my
what's
go,
the
it's
year?
my go first, though.
Oh, yes, Greg. Sorry, it is Greg to go first.
I'm still confused as to whether or not that's too much for the NES to handle. I'm going to stick with all my answers.
Okay. NES, Mega Man 2, Capcom, 1991.
Yep.
And it's obviously a different track, so what do you think the track is on that one?
I'm just going to go Octoman again, because I can't think of any of the other ones. might be right for one of them.
Go on, and Darren, you looked a bit more positive.
No. I was just like, yeah, it still sounds like Mega Man. I'm going to change the year to 19... What did I say last time?
1993.
Okay, I'll say... Because Greg freaked me out with his 91 on his NES game. So I'm like, the X must have been years later then. So I'm going to say 1994.
Okay. No track?
Sigma.
Okay. Okay, and on to the last one. Darren to start C3.
Fingers crashed. On.
No, that's it. Okay, Darren, what do you think?
So I'm going to stick with the same.
Okay.
It sounded like the ending of the game. So I'm going to say the music track is called Ending. Track. Or
Nice.
theme or whatever.
Nice try. Okay, Greg. Any changes?
Sticking with the same game.
Mega Man 2.
I'm changing the date, though, because I think I was confusing myself a wee bit. I was sort of thinking about when the Super Nintendo stuff came out. I don't think I went early enough. I think we're going back maybe to like 1989.
Okay. Any idea on the track? Octoman again?
No, I have the same sort of thinking as Darren there. It sounds like a very end game sort of thing. I'll go with the intro then, since it might as well be different.
Okay. Now, it was a game that kind of played like Mega Man, and personally,
Completely wrong.
Personally, I thought it was better than Mega Man in my youth. And you're going, oh my god, but I played this far more. It wasn't actually an NES game, a NES game. So you were right about, and the
Bionic Commando.
The music did push the NES, and great soundtrack to it. It was developed by Sunsoft, came out in Europe in 1990. It was actually in Japan in 1989, Greg. And it was Batman, the video game.
Oh, that is an amazing game.
Brilliant stuff. Now, if that comes out on the NES online Switch, like that, but obviously there's going to be some licensing issues there, and I don't know what's happened to Sunsoft.
Amazing game.
And Greg came closest with one of the tracks in that...
Octoman is not in Batman.
He's his secret enemy. The last track was not the ending, it was actually the intro, the title theme it was classified as. That is when the lightning is breaking in the beginning, Batman's silhouette is appearing on the title screen, and then there's the little ditty. Yeah, that was Batman the video game. Great stuff. Now, looking down the list, Greg did have NES all the way through. Didn't have the year. It wasn't Capcom, it was some... Greg got the intro, but his title theme intro, it doesn't matter. Even if I give Greg... I don't need the points. Even if I give Greg 1 point or 2 points, Greg has either won 9-4 or 10-4.
9-4.
Good job, Greg. Well done.
Wow.
And you did surprisingly well, boys. I thought you, especially after the third track, you actually got some of the games. Good stuff.
The last one was definitely really difficult.
Yeah, I deliberately chose a difficult one for the last one, just to get some strange guesses out there.
I think we should. The next quiz should not be music based because it's my weak spot.
It's so strange being on the other side of it, because like whenever I make the game, I think, oh, I know this track. Like, you'll definitely get this here. When you're on the other side, it's like, oh, I do recognise that, but I can't pinpoint where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good fun.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Lee.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I guess I should think of a game then. I guess it's my turn next, isn't it?
Just a little general knowledge quiz. That'd be cool, Darren.
I'll decide what the game is. What's your weak spot, Lee? What are you rubbish at?
You're going to get me back. Everything so far. I've lost everything.
I've got an idea for a game.
Good.
Yeah, I've never played the Nintendo 64. I would go with a game related to that.
Oh yeah, okay. NES. A NES focused.
No thanks.
Well, anyway, but also that's awesome stuff. But I think this has been a long one. Thank you. If you're still here, thank you for listening, and we'll all see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Nintendo Review Podcast. You can find this very podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, and YouTube. Just search for the Nintendo Review Podcast. Don't forget to give us a review and ask us a question. We are also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, where you'll find great content such as news, reviews, and streams. Of course, you'll find us at nintendoreview.co.uk. And check out our Nintendo Review Discord channel for lively discussion, meetups, and in-game voice chat. Drop by and say hello.